when Anya is dumped by her boyfriend after she gained a lot of weight. So, she transforms herself into a beautiful girl. Keep watching to know the movie name. The film is set in a city of Russia called Nizhny Novgorod. Anya is a girl in her 20s who works in a bakery, whereas her boyfriend, Zhenya, is a bodybuilder and swimming coach. They both live together. When they had first met, she was a fit girl with size 0, but gradually as the months passed, she eventually gained a good amount of weight. One day, they got an invitation to a friend's wedding. While trying on clothes, Anya tries to console herself about gaining weight, as the clothes don't fit her anymore. Her boyfriend noticed her increasing weight too, but didn't say anything because it was a sensitive subject for her. After a long journey of trying many dresses, and ripping some too, she finally gets a good dress and gets ready. Zhenya gets shocked when he looks at her, all ready for the wedding, and realizes that she is not the same girl he started dating. He was embarrassed to be seen with her, and doesn't want her to go with him to the wedding, because many of his friends from the fitness industry will be attending too. He tries to convince her to stay at home, and fortunately she agrees to it. She wants to have some pizza, and asks him to stay back too, but he promises to come home early. He makes her sit on the counter by picking her up, but doesn't give in when she tries to kiss him. Anya notices his behavior, but doesn't show that she is hurt. After he leaves, she changes into comfy clothes and checks her weight, which turns out to be 76 kilos. However, she whines about her weight all the time. Her only pledge is to drink a glass of water after repeating her affirmations every day. But even then, she serves herself with some fried food, and scrolls through her phone. While waiting for Zhenya, she scrolls through his social media, and checks out the new pictures from the wedding. She notices a group photo of his friends, and gets worried about the fact that all the girls he hangs out with are fit and skinny. She starts feeling insecure about herself. Then she checks out the girl's profile, with whom Zhenya posted a picture. She gets shocked to find a boomerang of her, kissing him on the cheek on her profile. This got her worked up, and got ready in an instant, to attend the wedding. She rings her best friend Natasha, to drop her to the venue. Natasha has also noticed Anya's increasing weight, but she tells her to be confident about her body, and she still looks as beautiful as always. Anya reaches the venue, and gets jealous to see Zhenya dancing with the girl, and getting a little too close. She joins the dance and interrupts theirs, making her way in between them. Zhenya continues his dance in surprise, but the other girl walks away irritated. Later, when the couple takes a seat, Anya asks him questions about the girl while eating. Zhenya tries to brush off the matter, by saying it was just a group dance, but when Anya kept poking him, he tells her the truth, that he isn't interested in her anymore. He complains that she has become more like a burden for him, and does nothing except eating. Anya gets hurt by his words, but the newlyweds arrive, before they can talk further. They give a bright smile, but soon fades, when the bride wonders if Anya is pregnant. After that Zhenya breaks up with her, and bids her goodbye. Anya takes a bus to her mother's home, and couldn't stop crying. As she walked inside her house, her mother was with her date. When he senses something is off, he takes his leave to give them some privacy. Anya tells her mother about her breakup story, but instead of consoling, her mother comments that she isn't fat, just has wide bones, which makes her feel worse. She spends the night on her mother's couch, scrolling through the photos of Zhenya. In the middle of it, she also sees her picture from a few months back, when she was slim and fit. She gets sad, and misses how fit she used to be back then. Next day, Natasha calls her over to her place, and tells her that Zhenya had come last evening to give all of her stuff back. Natasha offers Anya to stay with her and her husband, until she finds a place to live. Anya takes a bed on her balcony, complaining and crying over her breakup. Natasha tries to console her, but she keeps on crying over her ex-boyfriend, whom she wants back. Even Dimas, Natasha's husband, compliments her, to make her feel better, but nothing helps. Natasha approaches her the next morning, and tells Anya a story about a friend, who was in the same situation as her. Her boyfriend texted her to break up with him, because she had gained weight. But rather than grumbling and bitching like Anya, the girl went to the gym, and lost weight in a month. The unlucky boyfriend was so upset by his decision, that he sent flowers to her office, begging her to come back. When Anya moans that she doesn't have enough money to join a gym, Natasha proposes that she can take advantage of the 1-week free trial, offered by all gyms in town. Anya goes to the gym for the first time in her life. The next morning, after doing her morning pledge and drinking a glass of water, she takes some time to get used to the treadmill machine, and falls off it multiple times. But all of her efforts go to waste, because an hour later, she is eating for two at a restaurant. Natasha is an employee at that restaurant, and throws her friend's food away, because she couldn't commit for more than 2 hours. She encourages her friend to have some determination. When she gets home, Anya moisturizes her entire body, and covers it in plastic wrap. She hopes that by using this trick, she will be able to lose a few pounds while eating a bag of chips. She tries to sneak food from the refrigerator at midnight, but Natasha catches her. Will she ever get control over herself? She makes up her mind, not to eat anything harmful the next day, but because she works in a bakery, this is very challenging for her. She licks the frosting from her fingers while decorating a cake accidentally, and repents by doing 10 squats. For the whole day, food invites her, but she resists. She is left alone with a whole cake at one point, and she stares at it for a few minutes, debating whether or not to eat it. She gives up after pacing about and nearly damaging a shelf, and eats half of the cake all at once. Anya realizes she is having a problem, and decides to attend a meeting of a self-help group, for those with an obsessive eating disorder. Among the group of ladies, there was only one man named Koila. Anya addresses herself as Angela, and lies about being a journalist, working on an article about eating disorders. She denies being suffering from an eating disorder, and is here just for work. The group tries to reason with their situation too, and refuses to admit that they all have a problem. Kolia, furious, points at them all and calls them overweight, including himself. He also argues that Anya lied about being a journalist, because she refuses to admit she has a problem. Anya exits the meeting, pretending to take a phone call, but Kolia follows her. He invites her to a nearby restaurant, and Anya, being a food lover, couldn't say no. Kolia suggests that they become fitness sponsors for each other. They must work out with each other on a daily basis, ask each other before eating anything, and provide emotional support throughout the process in this manner. Anya is suspicious about Kolia's genuine motives, but she sees no harm in giving it a shot. They begin running at a park every morning the next day. Anya gets a little hesitant at first to hang out with him, but as time passes, she realizes he is really a nice guy, who isn't insecure about his body, unlike her. But gradually, under his influence, she starts to appreciate her own figure. They speak before each meal, and greatly support one another because they are dealing with the same issue after all. Anya soon begins to lose weight in tiny steps, but when she goes to pool parties, and sees thin girls looking beautiful, her confidence gets affected. Kolia comforts her whenever she is frustrated, and tells her to scream at the top of her lungs, to relieve stress. Anya is still stuck on Zhenya, and just wants his admiration, which makes Kolia unhappy. She loses 10 kilograms in 1.5 months, and gets ready to meet Zhenya again. She goes out and buys a swimming costume, in the hopes of running into him at a pool, where he works as a coach. Zhenya gets surprised when he sees her again. Soon after a few talks, they end up in the pool, and start playing with the water. Everything was going smoothly when the same girl from the wedding arrives, and introduces her as Zhenya's girlfriend. Anya gets heartbroken again, and spends her night in the club, drinking and dancing, to forget about him. The next morning, she wakes up naked in Koila's bed, but he assures her that nothing happened and he didn't invade her privacy. In a flashback from the previous night, Anya was ready to go home with a stranger, when Kolia arrived just in time and saved her. She rushes to her mother's house after the crazy morning, and tells her everything. Anya, according to her mother, has unresolved pain from her father's leaving, when she was a child. As a result, she craves Zhenya's approval, despite the fact that he is rude to her. Anya gets what she's saying, and goes to see her father the next day. Because the journey is 5 hours long, she chooses Kolia as her driver. Kolia tries to get closer to Anya throughout their journey, hinting that he likes her, but she is clueless to his hints. They finally meet her father Sergei, who lives with a woman in a wooden cottage. Anya asks questions, as to why he refuses to be a part of her life. Sergei, on the other hand, reminds her of the day he showed up at her birthday party with a present, only to be pushed out through the window. Anya accidentally loses a candle, and sets the wooden house on fire late at night. Sergei shouts at her for destroying his home, completely careless about her safety. Later, Anya and Kolia return home, and before saying bye, she kisses him on the nose. On his way home, Kolia feels like he's on the 7th cloud, and even sells his watch to buy her flowers. While on the other side, Zhenya meets Anya and apologizes to her, but after talking a little, they end up making love. When Kolia returns with the flowers, he is upset to see them. Before we continue the movie, this is mini-movies. This is a movie called I Am Losing Weight, released in 2018. We recap movies, so that you understand it better. Please subscribe if you want more movies like this in future. Let's continue. Anya wakes up in the arms of Zhenya, the next morning. Zhenya compliments her on how much better she looks than she did a month ago. Anya realizes that she does not want an unpredictable relationship, in which she is constantly afraid and insecure about her partner leaving her. They again have an argument, and Zhenya walks away. She goes to Kolya's place that evening, wanting to be with a friend, but Kolya was angry with her. He hands her an apple, saying that their bonding as sponsors is over now, because she has finally loosened her weight. She goes to Natasha's house the next morning, but no one answers the door, so she decides to enter the house cautiously, through a neighbor's window and a pipeline. Actually, Natasha and her spouse had a huge fight, after which he went away, so the girls talk with one another and feel much better. The next day Sergey comes to apologize for being a bad father to Anya, and also asks her to dance with him, just like he did when she was younger. Anya travels to a fitness marathon to meet Kolya afterwards, and when she sees him drinking a cold beverage, she discards it, demonstrating her control as his sponsor. She also claims that, because he has not lost enough weight, she is bound to assist him in any way she can. They participate in the marathon and give it their all to finish it. Finally, Kolya mustered up the courage to kiss her. Anya learns for the first time in her life, that accepting yourself as who you are, is indeed the real key to happiness. So worrying over your appearance will take you nowhere. Just like Kolya was continuously striving to be healthy, but never felt insecure about his appearance, Anya wants to have the same mindset as him. Mia is a 15-year-old girl, bullied in her school by a cheerleader. One day, her grandmother meets her and tells that she is a princess of a small European kingdom. Josh, her longtime crush, is impressed by Mia's look and asks her out. But soon she finds out she is in great trouble. Does he really likes her or just using her? Will he ruins the reputation she has? Click on the video appearing on screen to watch this video as well. Thank you for watching.